For introduction, pesticides play a crucial role in agriculture by protecting crops from pests and disease, ensuring higher yields and food security. However, their usage raises ethical considerations due to potential environmental harm and health risks to human and wildlife. Balancing the benefits of pesticides with these ethical concerns is essential for sustainable agriculture. Ethical issue: environmental impact. The use of pesticides can lead to environmental pollution, harming ecosystems, water sources, and non-target organisms like bees and birds. Runoff from fields can contaminate waterways, affecting aquatic life and biodiversity. Sustainable practices such as integrated pest management aim to minimize these negative impacts. For the health concerns, pesticides can pose health risks to farmers, consumers, and wildlife. Exposure to these chemicals may lead to acute poisoning, chronic health issues, and potential long-term effects like cancer. Proper handling, protective gear, and adherence to safety guidelines are crucial to mitigate health risks associated with pesticide use. For the regulatory compliance, governments enforce regulations to control pesticide use, aiming to protect human health and the environment. Compliance with these regulations, including proper application, storage, and disposal of pesticides, is essential. Monitoring pesticide residues in food and implementing safety measures contribute to ensuring regulatory compliance and safeguarding public health. For the impact biodiversity, pesticides can harm non-target species, disrupting ecosystems. These chemicals affect beneficial insects and birds, upsetting the balance. Preserving biodiversity is vital for ecosystems' resilience, ensuring they can withstand changes and provide essential services like pollination and pest control. Balancing agriculture with biodiversity is crucial for sustainable practices. Environmental ethics and compliance, pollution and waste management. Pesticides can lead to pollution and waste management issues through chemical runoff into waterways, airborne, pesticide residues, and the importance of proper disposal practices. Chemical runoff can contaminate water sources, affecting aquatic life and ecosystems. Airborne pesticides residues can drift to unintended areas, posing risk to non-target organisms and human health. Proper disposal practices, including following guidelines for storage and disposal, are essential to minimize environmental impact and ensure safety. For the sustainable practices, Integrated Pest Management (IPM) is a holistic approach to pest control that combines various strategies to manage pests effectively while minimizing environmental impact. By using biodegradable or less harmful alternatives to traditional pesticides, farmers can reduce the negative effects on non-target species and ecosystems. Additionally, the adoption of precision agriculture technologies allows for targeted application of inputs like pesticides, optimizing their use and minimizing environmental contamination. These sustainable practices promote a more environmentally friendly and ethical approach to pest management in agriculture. For the conclusion, embracing ethical standards in the pesticides industry is crucial for promoting environmental sustainability and safeguarding public health. By prioritizing sustainable practices and collaborating for the well-being of the environment and society, we can work towards a greener future. Continuous improvement in pesticides use, focusing on ethical considerations and sustainable practices, is essential for minimizing negative impacts and fostering a more environmentally friendly agriculture sector. Let's join hands in adopting ethical standards and striving for continuous improvement to create a healthier and more sustainable future for all.
Pesticides play a vital role in protecting our food supply, but their uses raise important ethical and compliance questions. In this video, we'll delve into the complex world of societal responsibility within the pesticide industry. First, we'll explore the crucial issue of health and safety. How can the industry ensure the well-being of both workers who handle these chemicals and consumers who ultimately rely on the food they protect? Next, we'll shift our focus to the communities impacted by pesticide use. What ethical responsibilities do companies have to minimize potential harm to people living near application sites? Finally, we'll examine the importance of transparency and clear communication. How can the industry increase public trust by openly discussing pesticide use and its potential effects? Health and safety measures for workers and consumers. Worker protection. Personal protective equipment. Workers are mandated to use PPE such as gloves, masks, and protective clothing to minimize exposure to harmful chemicals. Training and education. Regular training programs are conducted to educate workers on the safe handling, application, and storage of pesticides. Medical surveillance. Periodic health checks and medical surveillance programs are implemented to monitor the health of workers and detect any adverse effects early. Consumer safety. Residue monitoring. The Department of Agriculture conducts regular monitoring of pesticide residues in agricultural products to ensure they are within the safety limits set by the Food Act 1983 and Food Regulations 1985. Labeling and information. Products are required to have clear labeling that provides information on safe usage, potential hazards, and first aid measures in case of accidental exposure. Ethical responsibilities towards the communities affected by pesticide use. Environmental stewardship. The industry is responsible for minimizing the environmental impact of pesticide use. This includes promoting integrated pest management practices that reduces reliance on chemical pesticides and encourage the use of biological controls and other sustainable methods. Health impact assessments. Conducting thorough health impact assessments before introducing new pesticides or changing application practices. These assessments should consider long-term health effects on local populations and the environment. Importance of transparency and clear communication with the public. Transparency in operations. Reporting and disclosure. Regularly disclosing information about pesticide formulations, usage patterns, and safety measures to the public. This includes making reports from regulatory inspections and monitoring activities publicly accessible. Incident reporting. Establishing clear protocols for reporting pesticide-related incidents and ensuring these reports are transparent and accessible to affected communities. Public information campaigns. Implementing comprehensive public information campaigns to educate the public about the benefits, risks associated with pesticide use. This includes providing information on how to reduce exposure and handle pesticides safely.
Case Study 1. Examples of firms adhering to ethical standards. Number 1, Syngenta. Number 2, Maron Bio Innovations, MBI. Syngenta Company. Introduction. Syngenta, a global agricultural company, is a major player in the pesticide industry, facing scrutiny for its ethical practices. This case study examines Syngenta's commitment to sustainable and responsible operations, highlighting specific practices and initiatives that demonstrate its commitment to ethical standards. Thesis statement. Syngenta upholds ethical standards in the pesticide industry through rigorous safety testing, transparent environmental stewardship, stakeholder engagement, and robust corporate social responsibility programs. Body paragraph. Number 1. Rigorous safety testing and regulatory compliance. Currently, Syngenta prioritizes safety through rigorous testing protocols and strict adherence to regulatory requirements. The company conducts extensive pre-market evaluations of its products such as Acuron herbicide to ensure they meet global standards set by the EPA and EFSA. This rigorous approach not only ensures compliance with international standards, but also demonstrates Syngenta's commitment to human health and environmental protection. Body paragraph. Number 1. In conclusion, Syngenta, a leading pesticide company, upholds ethical practices through rigorous safety testing, environmental stewardship, stakeholder engagement,
and strong CSR initiatives. This balancing of innovation and responsibility contributes to agricultural technology advancement and aligns operations with sustainability and social good goals, setting a positive example for the agrochemical sector. Company 2, Marine Bio Innovations (MBI). Introduction. Marine Bio Innovations (MBI) is a leading pesticide company known for its sustainable and ethical practices. As the global community becomes aware of traditional pesticides' environmental and health impacts, MBI is pioneering methods to mitigate these risks through environmental stewardship, safety commitment, and transparency. Thesis statement. Marine bioinnovations exemplifies ethical practices in the pesticide industry through their environmentally sustainable product development, rigorous safety standards, and transparent business operations. Body paragraph. Number 1. Commitment to safety. MBI prioritizes human health and environmental safety through extensive testing and risk assessments. For example, EcoGuard safety protocols involve multi-phase trials on various species, including beneficial insects like bees. MBI collaborates with independent researchers and regulatory bodies to ensure compliance with safety standards, demonstrating dedication to public health. Number 2. Transparency in business operations. MBI's business model prioritizes transparency, maintaining open communication with stakeholders like farmers and environmental groups. They publish detailed reports on their product's environmental impact and safety, fostering trust through public scrutiny. This transparency encourages continuous improvement and accountability, building credibility within the company. An industry standard for moral behavior in the pesticide business is established by Marine Bioinnovations, as seen by their strict safety regulations, dedication to environmental sustainability, and focus on openness. MBI shows that ethical standards can be upheld while creating efficient pest management solutions. MBI's policies provide a model for incorporating ethics into a corporate operation as the sector develops, guaranteeing that financial success is attained in tandem with environmental and social responsibility. Case study 2. Examples of ethical breaches and their consequences. Introduction. The worldwide agricultural sector depends heavily on the pesticide business to keep crops safe from illnesses and pests. Unfortunately, unethical usage of pesticides has frequently resulted in serious harm to the environment and public health. This case study looks at two prominent cases of unethical behavior in the pesticide business, emphasizing the need for ethical behavior and the consequences of these acts. Thesis statement. Tight ethical standards are essential because unethical behavior in the pesticide sector, such as treating harmful materials improperly and spreading false information, can have a serious negative impact on the environment and public health. Example 1. Bhopal disaster. In 1984, Bhopal catastrophe was one of the most notorious ethical lapses in the pesticide business. In Bhopal, India, Union Carbide Corporation (UCC), an American chemical business, ran a pesticide facility. Methyl isocyanate was released into the surrounding region as a result of a gas leak caused by subpar maintenance, cost-cutting initiatives, and inadequate safety precautions. Thousands of individuals died instantly as a consequence of this tragic incident, and many more had long-term health problems. Consequences. The first consequence is human health. The poisonous gas exposed more than 500,000 individuals, which resulted in long-term health concerns like cancer, blindness, and respiratory disorders. Number 2. Environmental impact. Toxic substances contaminated soil and water supply, seriously contaminating the surrounding ecosystem. Number 3. Legal and financial repercussions. UCC was forced to pay $470 million in compensation after becoming the target of many lawsuits. Global industrial safety laws have become more stringent as a result of the catastrophe. Example 2. Monsanto and the glyphosate controversy. The agrochemical and agricultural biotechnology company Monsanto has come under heavy fire for the glyphosate-containing pesticide Roundup. Monsanto engaged in unethical measures to minimize the hazards associated with glyphosate, despite many studies tying the chemical to cancer and other health problems. In an attempt to keep the product at the top of the market, the corporation was charged with authoring scientific articles, distorting research, and abusing its power over regulatory agencies. Consequences. Number 1. Human health. A number of lawsuits were brought by people alleging that non-Hodgkin lymphoma was brought on by exposure to Roundup. In a number of well-known instances, Churod granted plaintiffs significant damages. Number 2. Environmental impact. It has been shown that glyphosate lingers in the environment, impairing biodiversity and especially important soil microbes and pollinators like bees. Number 3. Corporate reputation and financial losses. As a result of decreased product sales and court settlements, Monsanto and its parent firm Bayer suffered grave reputational harm and substantial financial losses. In conclusion, the Bhopal tragedy and the glyphosate scandal surrounding Monsanto served as examples of the serious repercussions that follow unethical behavior in the pesticide sector. This incident highlights the critical need for strict moral guidelines and laws to stop them. To safeguard the environment and public health, it is imperative to uphold corporate accountability, prioritize safety, and ensure transparency. Through gaining knowledge from these previous mistakes, the pesticide business.
In conclusion, the video assignment on the environmental and societal ethics in the pesticide industry highlighted several key issues and challenges faced by firms in this sector. The main points discussed were environmental impact, human health risks, societal and ethical concerns, corporate responsibility, and public trust. Recommendations. To improve their ethical practices, firms in the pesticides industry can adopt the following actionable recommendations. Invest in research and development, enhance regulatory compliance and beyond, implement sustainable practices, strengthen community and worker protections, increase transparency and accountability, and promote public education and awareness.